Lagos Talks
91.3.
News.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, the CBN, on Monday said that the old 200, 500 and 1,000 naira banknotes remain legal tender till December 31. According to a statement by Issa Abdul Mumin, the CBN's acting director, corporate communications, this is in compliance with the March 3rd judgment of the Supreme Court after the decision was reached at a meeting of the Bankers Committee. The presidency, in a statement on Monday, absolved the president from non-compliance with the ruling as Malam Garuba Shehu, media aide to the president, said President Muhammadu Buhari never told the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele and the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, to defy any court order. Shehu said the directive of the president following the meeting of the Council of State is that the CBN must make available for circulation all money that is needed, and nothing has happened to change the position. Meanwhile, the CBN has debunked a story published in the Nation newspaper of Monday, March 13, 2023, alleging that the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, had launched a fresh plot against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The newspaper report had alleged that Emefiele provided funds for the governorship candidate of the Labour Party in Lagos State to unseat the incumbent state governor ahead of the March 18 gubernatorial election in Lagos. In a statement yesterday signed by the CBN Acting Director, Corporate Communications, Dr. Issa Abdul Mumin, the Apex Bank denied the allegation and condemned the article as false and malicious, while reiterating that the CBN governor does not take part in politics. The Independent National Electoral Commission, the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has assured the Labour Party's legal team of the Commission's readiness to provide all documents needed to prosecute its case at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. He made a comment in a meeting with the 60-member LP legal team led by Dr. Levi Uzoku at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. The meeting with INEC officials was held to start the process of inspection of electoral materials used for the February 25 presidential election. Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has said he would not be cowed into accepting the results as declared by the INEC as God's wish for the country. Speaking during an interview on Arise News TV yesterday and monitored from our studios, Obi, who reiterated his utmost respect for traditional rulers and religious leaders, disagreed with the narrative being pushed by some of them that the outcome of the recent polls as declared by the INEC was the wish of God for the country. Obi, who stated that Nigeria has laws regulating the conduct of elections, noted that it is not the wish of God that they should be violated. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Akali Baba, has directed commissioners of police in charge of state commands to swiftly conclude all election-related investigations. The force PRO, Lumiwa Dejobi, in a statement yesterday, further directed the police commissioners to forward their case files to the INEC for prosecution. According to Adejobi, the investigations encompass all cases of violations against the 2022 Electoral Act during the February 25 presidential and National Assembly electioneering process. The IGP was quoted as urging well-meaning members of the public to collaborate with the police and other law enforcement agencies tasked with election security management. The Senate is to resume plenary on Tuesday, March 21, according to the Clerk of the Senate, Chinedu Akubueze. In a statement issued by Akubueze on Monday, the plenary had been rescheduled from March 14 to March 21 to enable senators participate in the governorship and state houses of assembly elections. The election, which was slated for March 11, was postponed to March 18 by the INEC. The leadership of the ruling All Progressives Congress, the APC, on Monday met with senators-elect and members of the House of Representatives-elect at the presidential villa in Abuja. Speaking to newsmen after the closed-door meeting, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, said the meeting was convened to exchange pleasantries over the just concluded elections, as he further disclosed that the party would zone National Assembly principal offices only after the conclusion of the governorship election holding on Saturday, March 18.
To bring members-elect, both Senate and House, together to celebrate our victory, to assure members that in spite of all the odds against the party, we were able to overcome, and to congratulate everybody. And that's always the first step. On the issue of zoning that you mentioned, yes, we did talk about we're not there yet. We have an election coming up this this weekend, and we need to make sure that everybody goes back home, roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, and that it's not yet. We're not there yet, and we need to complete the victory and our joy, so to speak, on Saturday, and then we can now start talking about the leadership of the National Assembly.
Our correspondent Raliat Adeneka reports that Senator Ali Ndume said the party leadership urged the lawmakers-elect to shelve their ambitions in the meantime, noting that members should choose their leadership based on who they think is the best, as well as consider justice, fairness, equity, and important issues at stake.
We have some ups and downs as usual in every electoral process. So that is essentially, and the party, as expected, also appeal to the members of the National Assembly elect to play down the leadership issues and concentrate more on ensuring that we take the election battle to the end, and that is to ensure that we win our states. And that is exactly what we are doing. So the party has already strengthened us and agreed that these interactions like this should be frequent so that we'll be going in the same direction instead of having issues and bad experiences like the 2015 and 2019 to some extent.
Also speaking, Senator Sani Musa maintained that discussing zoning at the first encounter would be premature, as the party's main focus is to develop the economy by delivering on its mandate to the Nigerian citizens. The National Youth Service Corps, the NYSC, has warned the public against unauthorized use of its uniform. In a statement of warning issued on Monday by its Director of Press and Public Relations, Mr. Eddie Megwa, the Corps stated that there are dangers in unauthorized use of the NYSC uniform, the logo, lyrics, literature, and other intellectual materials associated with the scheme, and warned that it would henceforth not hesitate to initiate legal action against any individual or group that contravene the provisions of the NYSC Act as regards the use of its uniform. He added that the scheme is greatly disturbed by the circulation of various content on social media for entertainment and political purposes, where the NYSC uniform is used without consent, process, and these unregulated materials continue to portray the Corps in bad light. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, has shifted the 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examinations (UTME) mock exams earlier scheduled for Thursday, March 16 to Thursday, March 30. Its head Public Affairs and Protocol, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, told newsmen in Abuja on Monday that the shift became necessary because of the postponement of governorship elections from March 11 to March 18. 9 political parties under the umbrella of the Alliance of Registered Political Parties (ARPP) on Monday declared support for the re-election of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his deputy Dr. Bafemi Hamzat in Saturday's election in Lagos State. The parties are the Young Progressives Party, the YPP, Action Democratic Party, the ADP, Action People's Party (APP), Zenith Labour Party (ZLP), the National Rescue Movement (NRM), the New Nigeria People's Party, the NNPP, the Social Democratic Party (SDP), and the People's Redemption Party (PRP), as well as Allied People's Movement (APM). Governorship candidates of 5 of the political parties in the ARPP also stepped down in support of Sanwo-Olu and Hamzat. They are Chief Adeyemi Abiola of APP, Mr. Adenikebi Mode Adekunle of ZLP, Mrs. Fumi Kukboluyi of APM, Mr. Ishola Bamidele of the ADP, and Mr. Ajayi Adebayo of the YPP. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris plans to visit 3 African states in what will be her first trip to the continent since she took office more than 2 years ago. Ms. Harris's visit to Ghana, Tanzania, and Zambia from 25th of March to 2nd of April will focus on efforts to expand access to the digital economy, support climate adaptation and resilience, and strengthen business ties and investment. The Texas Board of Nursing, BON, United States, has filed formal charges against 75 nurses, including 43 who are of Nigerian origin, for fraudulently obtaining educational credentials. About 18 Nigerian nurses in the U.S. were earlier charged with certificate forgery in February of last year. The U.S. authorities had hinted that the list would be updated continuously as the board received additional information about the fraudulent scheme. Reports gathered reveal some online schools in the U.S. have been running programs which virtually translate to certificate racketeering, where applicants pay around $15,000 to get certified without going through the schooling process. The Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, has clarified its deleted tweet on the temporary closure of an aspect of the runway at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in the Ikeja area of Lagos. FAN spokesperson Faithful Hope Ivaze yesterday clarified that only an aspect of the runway is closed for repairs and flight operations are not disrupted. In a now deleted tweet on its official handle, the airport managers had notified the public that runway 18R and 36L of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, had been closed for 8 weeks for maintenance work to be carried out, adding that taxiway B18L will be used for all flight operations. Fans subsequently deleted the tweet shortly after it was posted. The Nigeria Football Federation has sent condolences to the family and loved ones of former Super Falcons coach Ismaila Mabo, who died at the age of 79. Family sources say he died after battling with a protracted illness. The former Nigerian international helped the Super Falcons reach the quarterfinals of the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup and gave Nigeria their best ever performance at the Women's World Cup. In 2002-2004, he also led the team to the Summer Olympics and their first ever African Women's Cup of Nations triumph in impressive fashion. NFF described the former Nigeria defender as a role model for other coaches in the country. Nigeria's Flying Eagles are back in the country after participating at the 2023 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations in Egypt. The Flying Eagles clinched the bronze medal after beating Tunisia 4-0 in the third-placed match on Friday, March 8. The Nigeria Football Federation put up a video of the players at the airport on Twitter along with a welcoming message. French international Paul Pogba is injured yet again and could face up to 30 days on the sidelines as a result of his latest problem. Since rejoining the Italian Giants from Manchester United in July 2022, Pogba has been injury-prone, making just 2 appearances, totaling 35 minutes. Juventus yesterday confirmed that the 29-year-old Pogba has suffered a low-grade injury to the adductor of his right thigh and has started the rehabilitation process with a view to returning to competitive action. And that's it on the World News this morning.